Do you see the traditional material and the original material as part of the same process?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to place myself in the continuum or anything as arrogant as that. I don't think it's about that. I just think it's important to. I just think that they're part of the same thing. They are part of the same thing, and something that I write, you know, might become a traditional song in 100 years. It might not. It might all disappear. The crap stuff tends to disappear. You know, the less well-known stuff does tend to disappear. Traditional music is pop music at the end of the day, or it was, you know. And I like to allude to things that we all kind of know about. You know, I like to put those old ideas into my songs as well, because I think, yeah, it does continue the
same thing
continues the story
now as
yeah, absolutely. Human beings have always been the same, always. You know, everybody says, you know, the past was better, and that's just rubbish. It's bollocks. When was the past better? When everybody had syphilis, or when they sent the kids down the mines? You know, it's ridiculous. I think we've got a theory. Me and my boyfriend have a theory that the world was really nice during the war, when everybody was really nice to each other. But apart from that, all the stabbings and the fighting and the robbing and all that kind of stuff has always gone on. It's just people didn't know about it because they didn't have the internet.
No, I guess that's true. Both your parents are very famous folk musicians. Was it inevitable that you were going to follow in there?
Probably, but I didn't feel like it was.
Did you rebel against it?
No.
Or did you?
No, I didn't. Again, the thing about being taught that you're part of a continuation and that everything is great, bloody hippies, is that, you know, is that you can't help but agree with them. Especially, I mean, when it comes to being in a family band and playing traditional music, it all makes sense. It's all tied up in a nice, neat bow. Everything is generational, and you do what you want to with this music that is our music, but it was our parents' music. It's like, you know, my dad got into trouble with the older generation for playing electric guitar. You know, my mum got into trouble with the older generation for having a Vidal Sassoon haircut and wearing a leather jacket. It's like, you know, every generation gets it.
Yeah. Every
generation gets it in the ear from the older people, and that's what I think that's one of the privileges of being an older person, is that you get to poke at the young people.
Yes. Get
to give them a hard time.
Have you been a touring musician for what, most of your life now?
About 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel differently about it now than you did when you started?
I don't know. Yes, of course, yeah. I'm a grown-up now. But that's a very big question.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a really, really big question. I mean, if you ask me if I feel differently about music than I did when I was 13, then the answer is definitely yes. Because music is my job now, and it was an ambition then. The kind of music that I want to make is different. The way that I want to do it is different. And I have a lot of experience now, whereas before I just had this vague idea that it might be a laugh. You know, and that it might involve being on top of the pops and, you know, being a star.
There's no top of the pops anymore.
That's what you think. Yeah, there's no top of the pops anymore, but that's what you think when you're 13, don't you?
Yeah.
It's all about being a star and stuff. And of course I wanted to be a star doing folk music, which is kind of impossible as well.
Well, there have been crossovers.
There's always going to be crossovers, but it's ultimately not a very commercial genre, and I'm comfortable with that now in a way that I wasn't when I was 13. You know, now I want to be Tom Waits, then I wanted to be Madonna in clogs, you know.
Do you have what do you do to make the touring more enjoyable for yourself?
I take my baby.
That's the sleep.
It used to be. I'd take 5 dice I take 5 dice and a cocktail cabinet.
Yeah.
Now I take my baby
See,
and a cocktail cabinet.
Milk and water.
Cocktails of milk and water, yeah.
okay.